Welcome to Finance Tube, ladies and gentlemen. Today's topic of discussion is stages or rounds of funding that a company may have before it hits the IPO. So let's discuss what are the 7 key stages of funding before your company goes public. We start with what we call as seed funding. Seed funding is usually provided by friends, relatives, or self. Many a times there are professional investors or seed investors who may look at your business if it is really a brilliant idea and a scalable model. Once you have your seed funding in place and you start your operation is when you get an angel. Now, of course, here the term angel does not mean an angel sent from the sky, but an angel who can help you to stick your neck out and showcase your business out to the world. So your product development, your process development and system development will happen with angel. Once you have a professional angel on board, the next round of funding that you would want to look at would be an early stage funding. Now, an early stage funding is a big round in terms of its time. May vary from anywhere between 9 months to 3 years after you have finished your angel round. Once you have your early stage funding in place, you come across as a proper established company with team of people having systems, processes working, and you are out in the market. Once you have your early stage funding clear and you have enough traction and track record to prove to the investors, what you do is round A or round 1 as you popularly call it. Anywhere from 2 years to 4 years is what your round 1 may last. Then, depending on the need and expansion requirements and stuff like that, you may go from round 1 or round A to round 2 or round B, and then from round 2 or B to round 3 or round C. Once you have your round C of funding, which is done by a sizable big private equity fund, and they are all gung-ho about your business, you are operating either nationally or internationally, you are ready for an IPO. However, market conditions, competition, other funding partners, top line, bottom line, assets, there are 10,000 issues before you hit the market. So in between, for you to sustain or show some traction on the mega project that you are banking on your IPO, you may look at mezzanine funding, which is like just 6 to 9 months before you are hitting the market. So once you have your draft prospectus in place and you have investors ready to look up to your company and subscribe to your shares when you hit the market, is where a bank or a financial institution or even a bigger private equity player may come in and pump in some money as mezzanine funding, which is pre-IPO. So these are, in short, very briefly, the 7 stages or 7 rounds of funding that you may have before you hit the market. Let's have a very quick recap. We start with seed funding, which is mostly self or relatives. Then we have an angel. From angel, we move to early stage. From early stage, we have round 1, 2, and 3, or what we call as round A, B, C, or popularly called as Series A, Series B, Series C, before we are finally ready to hit the IPO market. And between the Series C and IPO, there is one small short stopgap funding provided by a bank or financial institution, which would be called as mezzanine funding. So here you go, you have these 7 stages before you go for an IPO. So for more tips on stages or rounds of investing, common mistakes to avoid, and get your company funded, subscribe to our channel, Finance Tube. A home loan is the cheapest loan that you can take on this planet Earth. Let's talk about situation in our country, India.